Hey guys, so look, nobody's asking you to become a day trader or manage money day to day. Nobody's asking you to do that. What we're asking you to do is to just invest a little time in understanding what broad index funds are, bonds, ETF, wrapped in ETFs, or just straight off the government website bonds. Just do a little bit of research. That's all, because you spend so much time doing other things, investing in so much other energy that doesn't really return the value. I mean, if you could just save your money in some type of return, the S&P, QQQ, even the Dow, if that's your cup of tea, but typically the S&P, World Index, Vanguards, and even bonds, like just being able to understand what you're putting your money into is a lot better than putting it into accounts that generate zero interest. Compounding interest is the eighth wonder of the world, as Warren Buffett said. So we're not asking you to become a day trader. We're not asking you to become some type of hedge fund portfolio manager. But what we are asking you to do is just to do a little bit of research on what you can invest yourself in, whether it be a Roth IRA or just a standard brokerage account, traditional Roth, however you want to do it. But just putting something aside with compounding interest, something. I mean, you put all this money into other things that, again, don't return any value to you. But if you just set maybe 10 minutes a day, just looking up, broad index fund, ETF, bonds, ETF for bonds, simple things like that. You don't really need to do all these crazy calculations, because guess what? They already do it for you. And they don't charge you much of a fee. So in the end, you're really just not doing yourself a service by rewarding yourself for being in the American economy. I understand stuff expensive, but if you invest in the companies that are raising the prices, you get some type of return. I mean, yes, I understand you're having to pay for the things, but if we're in the system and there's a system that goes up and down and up and down, I mean, dollar cost average. Nobody says put all your money on black. Nobody says try to beat the dealer, split them, look for the double A. No, it's not a casino, bro. It's not. All you need to do is invest in low cost, which is primarily the broad indexes that I've already recommended. You don't want to get too fancy. Just make sure you build up a good little foundation, okay, that generates total returns. Have some income on the side, like bonds, REITs, whatever your cup of tea is. But just understand that if you invest a little bit of time into this is something that can continually returning any type of, gains, income, whatever you want. But just invest that little bit of time, just a little bit of time. And I'm telling you, it will do you and your family just a good service. It'll make you understand, what's going on with, just the markets, how your money actually fluctuates over time. Don't have no small 6-month one. I'm talking about if you're going to dedicate 4 or 5 years of a job that you don't really invest yourself in, take some of that money and put it into something that can actually help you. People need to own more stocks, companies that actually produce revenues, that own products, that sell things, not just speculation. Okay, you can have your real estate, you can have your crypto, whatever you want to do. Okay, but try to be realistic and keep that less than 5%. The other stuff, real estate, that's a tool. That's a tool to use. It's not something to just build your life around and just sit in it for the rest of your life, But you got to invest in something. And if you're going to invest in yourself, do a little bit of research every day. I promise you, it will benefit you more than you think. Do not sit here and think that it's too complex. I'm not asking you to be a day trader. That's not what we're asking. We just want you to be realistic with yourself and understand that in the future, you're going to want some type of cushion. Stop thinking about the now. Too many people are spoiled and think about the now and want the now and use that money now. I'm telling you, you're going to want to invest even a little bit, man. Even 20, 30 bucks a week. You know, it may not sound like a lot, but when it starts to compound and you're still adding to it and it's reinvesting in itself, it starts to kind of snowball. But you have to give yourself time to build that foundation. Okay, you can't just run into it and think you're going to flip money. You know, if it comes easy, it goes easy. That's just the saying. If it comes quick, it goes quick. All right, y'all be easy.